Tottenham scraping past the Sky Blues. I watched the game last night. It was a horrendous game to watch, I'll be honest.
Terrible.
At least for the first 2/3.
Well, the last 10 minutes was a terrible game to watch.
But I mean, we were in the group chat. You were talking us through your pain as it was happening.
Yeah, my head was on the moon.
I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to.
I mean, did you even celebrate?
No, we don't need to say exactly what I said in the
I'm sure there's some screenshots somewhere.
We don't need to do
in
that.
a drive somewhere.
We don't need to do that.
Google Drive. All the drives are available.
Absolutely terrible. Terrible performance. It was so Spursy, honestly. Like, it's a weird thing. I saw a tweet that someone said, I feel like I've seen this game for the last 7 years in a row. Like, and it was exactly that. The same round, the same type of thing. You know, sometimes we go through, sometimes we don't. There was just such a lack of quality from Spurs last night. It was hideous to watch, honestly. I think we didn't have even a shot in the first half. And this thing that we're doing, it's very possession based. It's giving Conte, like, you know, we're winning on the field tilt, we're winning on the possession, but like we're not actually doing anything with it. So you can have the ball you like, but you're not creating anything. I think with Ange, who obviously, and I'm fine with him saying that, you know, he wins things in his second season. I've got no issue with that because that is true. But again, I think it was 7 changes he made. So for me, if you really want to focus on the cups, I'm fine with the odd rotation, but then 7 changes quite a lot. I feel like they should be able to play 2 games a week, I would think that. Again, Odeberg got forced off with an injury. On comes Brennan Johnson.
Hamstring, was it?
I think so. Yeah. I do feel sorry for Brennan Johnson because no one should have to delete their Instagram and stuff because of the pelters, and you know he didn't really want to clap. He did clap the fans, but you could see it was like a. Yeah, which I get. Like
the goal, did he?
He's had a lot of stick. A doggy come off. I think apparently that was tactical. Apparently he's not injured. I don't know. And brought on Jed Spence. So I was happy to actually see more of Jed Spence because we haven't seen much since he actually signed. But yeah, Timo Werner. I mean, honestly,
that guy,
like
he's great, isn't he?
If you want to see how he played last night, head over to Toad's Twitter.
Timo Werner, the fact that he only came off, Ange only brought him off because he got injured. Solanke again, like, and I'm not having a go at Solanke. It is too soon to go on Solanke, and I'm stopping myself from doing it. But
it sounds like you. I don't know. It sounds like you are
holographic. Like I don't even think he was. It was bad. It was bad. Like, but I'm not just singling him out. It was the whole team had a absolute stinker. I thought Archie Gray did all right. I thought Bergvall actually did okay as well. Kulusevski and Maddison obviously led to the goal in the end, the first one.
So you're pretty happy about how it all went?
Oh, it just honestly, like I said, head was absolutely gone. Like it was just the most. If I could have predicted how that game would have gone, it went that way.
Let me ask you this:
I thought
could you imagine winning a Champions League with Timo Werner up front?
I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you've done it. I can't believe that man has won the Champions League.
You really don't. You actually deserve to flex that.
Yeah, we should. We really should.
That's crazy.
One man's gold is another man's drug.
Yeah. Like, do I feel like, let's say the roles were reversed and we'd got Havertz and you'd got Werner, do I think that Havertz would be like Werner? Quite possibly. Like, I feel like it's also
what in a Spurs situation.
Yeah,
so it's a Spursy.
I think it's a Spurs thing. I really do think it's a Spurs thing. I do. I think, but I also think it's a Spurs thing.
Do you think if you gave Werner to Arteta that he'd?
Oh, I'd probably be a worldy.
No, sure. Who actually allegedly won it?
He might find a way though.
I've got to say that there's something in like. You've got to listen to managers sometimes. Like that Havertz Werner comparison is interesting if you flip the managers or whatever. But listen to a Tuchel talked about Havertz. Look at the clubs that came in for Havertz. That's the difference that makes you think you're right, maybe Havertz wouldn't look great in a Spurs shirt, but I don't know.
But I did say
Werner never had that interest, did he?
I did say at the start when we were going to sign Timo Werner and extend the loan, whatever we've done with him, it was just the most Spursy thing because it's just a lazy thing to do.
It still shocks me that
he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to get to stay any longer. Yeah, but yet he's here.
If you were planning on playing like counter-attacking, you know, football in a low block and then just hitting teams on the break, I'd kind of get it a little bit more. But a possession-based team that need technically sound players, you sign Timo Werner on a permanent after the loan was not even that impressive. It wasn't
impressive. We had one impressive moment where I said Timo confused. Time for Bamford.
Very confused.
Can I ask you one question before we move on? Obviously, Ange was very vocal in his
No one's even rattling yourself.
No, I can just feel
You've just rattled it. You just I'm feeling myself getting no one's in. So next time you say you are all winding me up.
Wait for this question.
The thing is, Abby's said so often on so many shows, I need a trophy, and it's great because there was a time when she did.
I need it.
And now, after that performance yesterday, she knows she's not winning.
Before you do that,
and she knows she's not winning that trophy.
Abby,
it's not happening.
Personal conversations.
No, it's not.
I know where you're going.
No,
you want to bring
something.
Go on. Yeah.
It's not a personal conversation. I wouldn't do that. Just like, what's your view on like, you know, Spurs needing a trophy versus getting in the top 4, even if it meant like.
No, have you?
No, but I just want to know.
She said,
clarify because
to reiterate.
Yeah.
The league, I'm really not bothered. I'm really, because we're not, like, let's be real, we're not going to win the league, right? Tottenham have to win a trophy. If they play like that, they're not winning anything.
Yep.
Might even get top 10 if they keep playing like that. So they have to win a trophy. Like, that is paramount.
We can't let you, what we can't do, with all this chest you have for everyone else and cussing everyone else's teams and that, even in the top 4 race or whatever.
Don't do the eyes
No. For all that, what you don't get to do is just go, I don't care about that 38-game thing where we turn up here every Monday. No, because now your defence is now, I don't care about league, I just want a trophy. No, you do care about the league.
Flex, if she finishes in 10th or 9th, she will be cooked.
Yeah, and
More
you
than
will care,
though.
Hold on, I have been cooked severely this week.
But you will care.
Did you watch the call-in show?
Yes,
I just literally got battered for 45 minutes by KG.
No, I'm not saying you didn't get cooked. What I'm saying
Metaphorically.
I feel uncomfortable, and I think we need to talk about this, guys. I think we maybe need to vote. You guys watching at home, are we all comfortable with Abby just going, you see the league, I just don't care about it.
I said it's not my primary focus. My primary focus is for Tottenham to win a trophy.
Cool. So that leads me on to this question, Abby.
Getting in the top 4.
I've got to ask you this before we move on.
There's no need to be.
I'm not. What do you want from
Flex. It's not a disaster if they don't make top 4. It's Tottenham. You know this. If they finish 6th, it's not a disaster.
I said that. I said that to you last season. That's why I'm not bothered, because we're not actually good enough.
Okay, let me ask this question finally, for Christ's sake, before we move on.
Flex needs to show up after defeats. Thank you. Elated Apple 777. Okay,
Abby,
on that.
That one,
you won the game last night. You wouldn't think it, but you did win the game last night. And obviously that came on the back of Ange speaking out very clearly about the fact that he always wins in my second season, mate.
Well, that's true.
He got through last night, which, factually gives you a better chance of winning the trophy than if you'd lost.
Yes.
If you had lost last night, what would the reaction have been?
I don't think.
And how salty would he have been in his presser?
I mean, God, the presser. I would not have wanted to be the person interviewing him.
He just would have said season's not over, mate. Yeah, still got the FA Cup,
still 2 more,
and Europa League, still trophies.
There are still trophies, but there are still trophies, and that's my point when I say that's where I feel the focus needs to be. Like, we need to be all in on those. I want to see full strength teams, which we didn't see last night.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
I want to see full strength in all of those competitions, because let's try and actually win something. There are 3 opportunities: Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League. Please just put your eggs in that basket. And, if I feel the reaction is the same. Yes, we won. But again, like, everyone is so annoyed at the performance that it doesn't feel like a win, because you can't really celebrate that. You can't really be like, okay, we got the win at the end of the day. But the performance is really damning. And I did say a couple of weeks ago, the first 3 games of the season, I'll take Arsenal out of that equation because I didn't really watch that game. But those first 3 games, I don't actually feel like we deserved to necessarily lose those games. Like, we actually were playing well, just couldn't finish off chances, and just stupid individual errors really cost us in those games. So Brentford this weekend is going to be telling, because again, even though that's a win that we got last night, the league, that's a loss in the last 2. So we need to really start clicking into gear. And I feel like he's in his second season now. They should be aware of how he wants to play and what he's drumming into them. And at the moment, it doesn't look like they're very cohesive in terms of they're moving the ball quick enough or being in the right space or making the runs off the ball. That's what I need to see against Brentford, because if you're going to play this out-and-out Bielsa style football where it's, you need to score 5, and if you're going to concede 4, fine, but you need to score 5. Yeah. And we're really struggling to score at the moment. Really struggling.
I actually think Spurs will be fine. I don't know what fine looks like, but this
probably fifth or sixth.
They'll compete for Champions League football. Probably won't get it, because I just think there are a couple better teams, but they could. They could easily go deep in Europa, and then you never know with the cup competition. You get a couple home draw. I actually quite like Ange Postecoglou. I mean,
I don't dislike him. I just think he's very stubborn, and I fear that might end up costing him his job.
Roger in the chat